There we go.
Has it discovered you?
There we go.
Have you discovered?
There we go.
It is now paired to iPhone.
All right, I'm going to turn it down a little bit here.
Do whatever you want.
Let's go.
This is Fuzz Audio's one and only DJ.
Give me a second. I got to pull it back up here.
Have you mixed? So there's a song, and it's called Boys, Boys, Boys. And it's a song that our good friend Trent showed us. And it's one thing that whenever we get together, we can listen to Boys, 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 looking for a good time. Boys, 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 we're just looking for some fun.
You see,
and it's one of the best songs in the world because there's usually us three boys.
You know,
it's Boys, Boys, Boys.
I almost thought that it would be a Weird Al parody of the Poison song Girls, Girls, Girls.
Ooh.
Now wait for it.
Summertime love, summertime love, in the summertime love. Bye.
Let's make it sound real creepy.
Sounds like Mario.
Exactly. This is Princess Peach singing to you. Just about Mario, Luigi, Wario.
Bros. Mario, bros.
This is just a Mario Kart level.
It really is.
Okay, here we got to speed it up some.
Oh, we're hitting like the invincibility, you know.
Now wait for it. Then you got to go over.
Oh,
It's a bunch of toads.
It is. I'm doing so good.
Oh.
I'm so good at this. So that was
Okay.
Let's go.
Fantastic work. Oh, man. That couldn't be a better way to
good.
warm me up.
Yeah. I'm all hot now.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dane Holland.
I'm Austin Shazam Pfeiffer.
I'm Otto, kind of sleepy Cogdell.
And we are Nerded Through the Grapevine, the podcast where four best friends gather weekly to talk about our favorite parts of past, present, and future nerd culture. This week, there are three of the four, and we're going to give you the boys this evening. See, we had a topic to talk about, but it was Tiny decided to talk about it, and he isn't here this evening. So about an hour and a half ago, I messaged Otto. I was like, "Hey, you want to talk about Hot Wheels instead? Since it was Tiny's idea to do the other thing, he's not here." And he's like, "I'm always ready to talk about Hot Wheels."
So one of my special interests is Hot Wheels. My dad has been buying me them since before I was born, and I think my collection is right around, I would estimate 500 to 600 cars.
That's a lot of cars.
It is. And like my favorite thing about it is Hot Wheels have things for everybody, because like some of my collection is real scale cars where it's like they took this car like a 87 Camaro and they just scaled it down, and like you have this. And then other times you have ones where it's like
a toilet with a race car helmet on it.
Yeah, you have
a
toilet with a toilet race car, or like a shark race car. A lot of them are race cars because, you know, cars, and they have a lot of cool tracks, and it's just a great time.
What scale are they of a real vehicle? Do you remember?
They are 1/64th, and so as I'll be talking about Hot Wheels, you'll get sprinkled in fun facts. So this is the first of those fun facts. Did you know they're actually not true 1/64 scale? Because a 1/64 scale down looks weird. So the cars are a little wider and the wheels are a little bigger than a true 1/64, because it makes it even out and tricks the eye into thinking, yeah, that's what a car looks like.
Because a lot of cars that are Hot Wheels styled, if they were actually kind of larger size, like their 1-to-1 scale, they would look more like dune buggies because of the wheel profile.
Because of how big the wheels are?
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Or
yeah, and also with the way the fenders and stuff work on those little cars, like it works for the look of the small thing, but in large thing, it's like, huh?
Well, that's something in art, just in general, where maybe this is exactly what this looks like, right? Whenever you're drawing it or designing it, it's like this is just what this looks like in real life, but it looks wrong for whatever reason. So it's like tweak it, make it technically wrong, but when you're looking at it, it seems right to your brain. So that makes sense.
Yeah, like YouTube thumbnails. Tricks are you make the eyes and the mouth a little bit bigger because it pops more at the small scale. Just like with that, you make them a little bit wider, wheels a little bit bigger, so it pops more.
I see.
Right. Hot Wheels first was introduced on May 18th, 1968. With the original, the first one produced was a custom dark blue Camaro of the year 1969, and the first like set that was released is called the Sweet 16, and it's like the grail of like if you're like a true Hot Wheels collector, you have to get the Sweet 16.
Gotcha.
Right.
So was even that first custom one, was that mass produced, or was that Sweet 16 mass produced?
Well, like that was like so Hot Wheels releases their cars in series,
right,
where like each series has a theme, and the first series that came out, so the first like batch of Hot Wheels that you had to pick cars from was the Sweet 16, and that's how it's been referred to as in the community, but it was just the first 16 styles of cars that they produced for mass production.
Was the custom one that you mentioned, what model was that? A custom
one?
It
was just called a custom Camaro.
Okay.
Right.
Was the Camaro part of the Sweet 16, or was it a separate? Okay.
Yeah, it was just the number one in the series.
Okay, it sounded like it was like the Camaro came out and then the Sweet 16, but it was the first of the Sweet 16 to come out.
Yes.
Got it. Cool.
And
that's actually not that long ago. I mean, yeah, it's a while ago, but it's not, as far as like collecting things goes.
Right.
That's not way back.
No,
compared to a lot of other collectible stuff.
It's really not. And because there were other 1/64 scale cars before. I mean, Matchbox was the original, came before Hot Wheels.
Whoa.
And and actually, fun fact, Mattel bought Matchbox, so now they're both owned by the same company.
There's a monopoly on tiny cars,
and on like the popular ones, but also like each one kind of holds its own market, because Hot Wheels is usually more like cartoon fantasy, like fun, and Matchbox a lot more times focused on real cars. They have a couple that's more like play like the weird like animal cars, but most of them are more like emergency vehicles or cars that you would see in real life. So they kind of occupy different spaces.
I actually have a Matchbox of my car that I found at the Dollar Tree one day, and it's so cool. It's gray, and it's dark gray and everything. It looks exactly like my vehicle.
See, I gravitated more towards the micro machines.
Yeah, they're even smaller.
They're even smaller. They're like I looked it up. It was called N scale size. N scale,
like the number, the number N.
N as in November scale.
Yeah,
it is an actual like model train standard size, and the cars are set to that sizing.
Really?
Yeah. And the carrying cases are much larger, of course, but the carrying cases are the play sets. And I think where they got it a little bit extra from just like, hey, we have cars that are small and they look like this. They did all the licensing for stuff because of the purchase, because they were by a company named Galoob. And Galoob was then purchased by a company that owns a lot of stuff called Hasbro.
I've heard of them.
So once Hasbro got them, then there were Micro Machine all things, like Power Ranger Micro Machines. I mean, Transformers Micro Machines, of course.
You think Mighty Max was about to scale for driving a Micro Machine?
I think Mighty Max might have been
Hot Wheels.
Might have been right around. Well,
because he would little.
Oh man,
or like Polly Pocket. You think that's Hot Wheel size driver? Or Micro Machine size driver?
That'd be more Hot Wheels size, because Micro Machines were like 1/128. Like they were like itty bitty.
Like
Micro Machines are usually like about like that long.
Right.
Like they were.
What he's showing me is very small for those of you who
about an inch and a half.
Mighty Max, like it broke my brain over here for a second.
Why?
Because I was trying to think like, where were Mighty Max things purchased.
The store.
Because I can never remember actually being there when these were acquired.
Oh no, most things just kind of are there in my memory. The only thing I remember, I think, getting in store as a kid was yo-yo. Yo-yo.
Oh yeah, because you had
at the gas station.
Oh,
You had to go to the gas station to get the fancy yo-yo.
with the lights and the bearings.
Yep, and the bearings.
I got those at the flea market.
Yeah, because I think everything else, I'm sure I was there when a lot of it was purchased, but most of it was just at the house. And just like with the Hot Wheels, I can see a Hot Wheels car because I don't have any of them anymore of my old ones. Like I don't know where they are, but I could see one and go, I had that. And there's so many different ones, but for some reason there were a few that I had in my collection that just stuck out to me as my favorite ones. And I didn't have a reason for them being my favorite.
Right.
They were just cool.
And that was the thing with Hot Wheels was it wasn't always like there's not a reason that you like or not. It's just something tickles your brain. And it's like, I like that. And you said being able to remember them. So where Hot Wheels are such a like core memory to me. I can look at any Hot Wheels and I know if I have one or not. Even if it's like I've had this Hot Wheel since I was like 6 years old. Like it's one of those that like I've just always had.
Yeah.
To this day, I can look and be like, yeah, I already have that one. If they re-release it in another color, and I can remember if I have that color and if I have that model.
So you've got like a perfect catalog of your collection in your brain,
Right? And I couldn't tell you. I have to be looking at the Hot Wheels. I have to be able to like look at it and be like, yes, I have that one.
Right.
Or I even know if I have multiples of them because I've had people gift them to me through the years. But it is really cool. And what kind of set them apart when they first came out was they rolled on tracks better because. Another big thing with Hot Wheels is the Hot Wheel tracks, the orange tracks that have the loops and the motors and the jumps and everything.
Yeah.
Because a lot of cars of the day wouldn't roll straight. Like a lot of Matchbox cars and some of the other like 1/64 scale cars wouldn't roll straight if you just kind of like roll them. And what Hot Wheels did to fix that was the wheels aren't perfectly flat. They actually have a little bit of camber where the inner diameter of the wheel is larger than the outer diameter of the wheel, just slightly. And that actually acts like train wheels and keeps it rolling straight. Oh. So they were able to go faster on tracks than any other car of the day because you'd put a Matchbox car on there and anytime it gets speed, it just falls apart because the wheels were so flat that they wouldn't hold right because the way that just physics works, you need wheels that are kind of like or negatively cambered to like keep things rolling straight on their own.
That and they're plastic, and if it's just flat plastic, like I feel like you're going to get some slippy going on with it too, as opposed to like you said with the camber going on of how the weight of the car goes down on it like that.
Yes.
Neat. I think it was actually on the show like that I mentioned way in the past that it's Lego, not even Hot Wheels, that the most tires made every year. What company makes the most tires? And it's Lego. But I wonder how close Hot Wheels is to that.
Well, because Hot Wheels, they do make cars that have rubber wheels, but those are more like collector ones. So I don't know if I would consider Hot Wheels tires.
Oh yeah, because they're plastic.
Because they're just plastic wheels.
Those are just wheels, right? There's a difference in a wheel and tire. You are correct.
Legos are rubber,
right?
Which
and
are
that's
tires.
wild that they make that many rubber tires,
right?
But the Hot Wheels ones, you said the rubber tires are the ones with rubber tires. Are they mainly the replicas of real cars?
Right. So Hot Wheels does have different tiers. So your normal, just like entry level Hot Wheel, is like your ones, the standard ones with the blue packaging on the back that has the car and all that. And they were like 87 cents, and now they're about $1.10, $1.08, something around in there. And then you have more of like your collector's ones. They'll have more of a detailed art. They'll have more like stuff on it, and they'll be a little bit more true scale. And they'll usually hit in at your like 10 to 15 range. And then you have your top tier ones, which are, they actually make like more like true 1/64, like in plastic case ones. And those usually have rubber wheels because they're more like a model than a toy.
Yeah.
And they'll be more like your $20 to $30 range.
Oh, wow.
You want to know something that I just I wanted to talk about them a little bit just because the miniaturizing of things that I think are awesome, like the different models that I used to get and I used to build, and they still have all over the place if you go looking for models. But
Hobby Lobby's got a bunch of these.
Gundam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, here's the thing that just popped my beanie up a little bit, and that's my something on my head. It blew my hair back, kind of thing. Anyway, not talking about an erection.
Surely not.
Yeah,
we would
we
never
would.
speak.
I
of this.
would not, and don't call me Shirley. So it is a 1/60th size comparison to where like Hot Wheels are that 1/64th.
Yeah.
Gundams are 1/60th. So it's like the same idea for the cars size wise as it is for the Gundams. Just imagine how huge that Gundam is. Because you're looking at these figures and these things are a good, like, I don't know, 8-9 inches tall.
Yeah.
I'm bad at judging that too.
No, that's
so
fine.
it's but yeah, so take that, multiply it times 60, and you got this towering, huge thing, even bigger, like the ones in Japan that they have that have the animatronics and everything.
They're awesome.
Those are 1/3 scales.
That's
Yeah.
just third.
Those are 1/3
Cool.
scales. So you can't.
They're huge.
Gundams are like kaiju size. Mm-hmm. They're like anti kaiju weapons, like Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
There we go.
Yes.
That's cool. And there was one for that someone had like custom painted, you said, and done some work on Etsy. That's like $1,000.
I have found so many for that now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because people get on there and they take your standard kits with your standard paint schemes and everything that they come with. You snap the pieces together. A lot of them are intricate. They've got decals to make them look certain ways, but they just look flat. And not like a stylized flat, but like just look flat, like, just not
yeah,
quite
they don't
there.
pop up at you.
And they sell them for so much money. It was $946. The standard kit by itself sells for $120. So
I see. That's a lot of custom work then.
that's
that much
but
for it.
side by side,
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
it doesn't even look like
one
this.
looks like a toy and one looks like a model.
Yeah, one looks like
Wow.
a toy. One looks like a. Did you go out? Did you go in the cupboard and come out? Like,
That's an Indian in the cupboard joke from
Yeah.
the movie. I like that. Is there a big community of customizers of Hot Wheels?
Yes, actually. There's when you go onto YouTube, you'll find a lot of guys. Like, it kind of started out where you just drill out the rivets and then you could like put new paint colors on it, or like some guys would do what's called kit bashing, where when you build model kits, a lot of the times you have like extra bits left over, or some guys will even buy model kits just for the bits, and you take all these extra bits and combine them together in a different way than what you're supposed to, and you bash them together, and that's how you make models. It's actually how they did the first models for Star Wars, was they kit bashed them. You just buy a bunch of model kits and be like, well, I want the hatch from this, the block from this, the motor from this, and combine them in. And you make that. And people do that with Hot Wheels to make like hot rods. They'll put like side pipes on them, or big motors and wings and all sorts of stuff. It's really fun. And nowadays, it's even gotten to the point with like new technology where people can turn their Hot Wheels into RC cars.
Wait, what? Like a tiny little bitty RC
Yep.
car? What?
Because you can get small enough lithium batteries and servos and motors to turn it into like little cars, and they'll put like special wheels on it. Have a little like desk size drift car that's a Hot Wheels car. You put custom wheels on it. You can put a custom body on it. It's great. And even like with the prevalence of Hot Wheels, Tiny's kind of touched on these a little bit with Gaslands.
Yeah.
Because you can buy, especially old Hot Wheels, because like just because Hot Wheels are one of those things where just because it's old doesn't mean that it has value. It has more sentimental value than most cars have actual value. So people are just kind of giving these things away most of the time. So you can get them for super cheap at a yard sale. I'll give you $5 for this entire like case of Hot Wheels. Mm-hmm. And then you just get a bunch of model kits, put a bunch of stuff on them, and you can get into tabletop games or even just model making for next to nothing.
Yeah, I haven't even played Gaslands yet, but as soon as Tiny brought that to the show to talk about it, I immediately was like, okay, well, there's another thing for me to do. And I 3D printed some like weapons and stuff, and I did the thing where you drill out the rivet and you take the car apart, and you can take like the innards out of it, and I stripped the paint on some of them, and it's something I want to get back to it, just to making the cars, just because that's really the most fun part to me. Even more fun than playing the game is just customizing the vehicles.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun.
It's actually to do a little side tangent. Warhammer 40K is another one where it's you have to assemble the models and paint them. There's actually a large chunk of the community that doesn't play the game. They just do it, like they just buy the models just to put them together because that's the part that they like. They're like, I really don't enjoy the game. It's kind of boring, but I like just sitting here and assembling an army of dudes and painting all of them.
I can see more of the appeal to that than having to have these game pieces to play a game. You know, because to collect things and to paint your own armies and to have this like artistic creation that you've got entire worlds you've built now.
Yep.
I've mentioned it before, but my mom had a friend who used to do their entire basement into the snow village every winter, and it was a winter scene down there, and people from all over the county would go check out the snow village winter scene, and everybody loved it, and they loved that people loved it. It's the same idea with nerds and their Warhammer and their little D&D models and their D&D setups. Like, they take them very seriously, and they'll make them as much detail as they want in that world.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it kind of makes sense to just like not touch it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a little statue. It's just being able to customize a little statue.
Right.
And why the human brain, at least mine and a lot of people in the nerd community, love miniaturized versions of things, I don't know. Maybe it's because you can hold the thing in your hand that you normally can't, or you can interact with it in a way that you normally can't. I don't know, but just like the idea, there's even RC cars are already miniaturized versions of cars, but the idea of a Hot Wheels car being an RC car makes me so much happier.
Right.
And I don't know why. The smaller it gets, the happier I get. And I don't know why.
I remember being in the 90s, and Hot Wheels have been doing kind of like random like RC car kind of things for a long time. They did this one thing in the 90s, and I can't find it anywhere. Like, what's the southern phrase? Hide nor hair.
What is that phrase?
Hide nor hair.
Hide nor hair?
Couldn't find any trace of it. But it was something that Hot Wheels made where it had a little battery charger pack, and it would rapid charge a electric engine on the back wheels of these little tiny Hot Wheels cars, and you would take them off of that, hold the back wheels with your fingers, set them on the ground, and let them go, and they would just
I think I remember something like that.
And I can't remember the name of them. The internet, all the way to page 4 of Google, has no idea what I'm saying.
And there's nothing past page 4. Everything else is just the same thing, 1 through 4, but just mixed up and probably in different languages.
Past page 6, I think, is like the dark web.
The dark web.
Yeah,
that is
right.
the dark web.
I think
that's the corners of the internet.
It's not safe for work. Are you sure you want to proceed?
That's when you know you just need to shut the laptop and go to bed.
I just assume no one knows the answer. If
Right.
it's 1 through 5, everything else is just going to be made up.
It's going to be illegal to know this information
Yeah.
to get there.
That sounds like the idea of the cars that you can pull back and it charges. It kind of winds up that coil, and then you let it go, and it just goes. But you can't control where it goes. An RC Hot Wheel, you can control it. Why? Just thinking, like, you have all this stuff with Hot Wheels. Why have we not done like a little track? And because there are YouTube people that do these races with cars.
Oh yeah.
And like they have big like season-long tournaments of what is the fastest car in this, collection or whatever.
Well, they used to
be a
sell
lot of fun.
They used to sell little RC cars that were the size of Hot Wheels, like at Dollar General. Those things they weren't of any quality, and they had probably a 20-foot range. But
right.
With modern day components, surely. And here we go. I know not to call you that.
You just
But
did.
there's got to be a company out there that's got a prefab, because I like stuff and I like things. I'm not much for constructing electronics.
You don't care to tinker.
Right.
I care to tinker.
Yeah,
You can probably, I think on Etsy, you can probably find someone that'll sell a prefab kit that you just kind of like put in there and just have to Dremel out some holes, like an 80% kit. But actually, I do have Hot Wheels tracks, because that was another fun thing of Hot Wheels is the tracks, like you said. And it is a 4-lane drag strip race. And I used to sit in my den for hours just lining up different cars. I like put together different heats of like, oh, I want all of like the NASCAR race cars that I have, and then I want to get all the animal ones, and like all of like the mobster looking vehicles, and all of like the hot rod looking vehicles. And I do different heats and do like my own tournaments with it in this little like 4-lane go. And then when I was even younger, because a lot of the kits, like Hot Wheels makes them to where they all interchange together. It's a tongue and groove system where you can just click them all together. And even a lot of the like hard plastic molded tracks had exits that could accept the tongues, so you can extend it out into your tracks. And me and my dad, about once, we did this like once or twice in the house we lived in. We would take over the den and put together all of my Hot Wheels tracks and make like a Hot Wheels city.
Yeah.
And I remember just sitting there driving through, and I could go, because I had like a McDonald's play set. I had a car show play set. I had the big car wash, like 5-story tower that would be like the centerpiece of it.
Yeah, you turn the crank and it brings the car to the top, and then it slides down it, and then you can turn a crank to send it through the little like brushes and things.
And each level had a different thing, like a different one. Like one had like a body shop, and then a mechanic shop, and then a paint, and then a wash and everything. You can go through the different levels, and then you went into the end and just shot down and it exited out.
I remember the commercial for that because those kids were having so much fun.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I never had the car wash, but it was legendary in the Hot Wheels world.
Boys,
Boys. It's 3. You got to do it 3 times.
they've got remote control Hot Wheels like just on tap.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, like that? Just Hot Wheels just says here, like
Yeah.
we made it for you,
Yeah.
to where you don't got to do it.
Yeah,
anymore?
they're called Hot Wheels RC. It's literally all they are. They've got
I
so
mean, why
many.
would you name it anything else? I guess.
They are
Right, I
they
mean-
are $25 American dollars.
Why don't I already have one of these then?
They've got a Cybertruck. They've got the Batmobile from Robert Pattinson's Batman. They've got a Hummer.
Wonder what the range is on these suckers. 10 feet. Is that what we
right.
thought about earlier?
Well,
Is that
and-
what they say? 10 feet?
I don't know.
I mean, that's what the
Probably.
other ones were. They were just little tiny little BS. But they also make a really expensive version of it. When I say really expensive for hobbyists, this isn't anything. It's $65, and it's the Ken Block RC Nitro Speeder,
Oh, heck yes.
and that
cool.
thing looks incredible.
Right.
Oh man, I do not need to get into this. This is something I don't need to get into.
But that's so inexpensive. $25 is nothing for something.
I know.
fun. But
Right.
and the thing is too, like if we can race with them, then the loser gets smacked with a Hot Wheel track.
Oh no, that's like the second deadliest weapon next to Lego bricks,
Lego bricks are traps, not so much weapons.
right? Oh no, those things hurt because you can get some speed going, and with how thin they are, it's like a whip. No,
Well, see, it starts with buying one of these for $20-something, and then it goes to, okay, well, they do make an RC storage bag that's got all these little spots for all your tools and your little cars. So then you got to get that, and that's $56.
They've got a brand new Corvette that's an RC that's $19.97 at Walmart right now, free pickup.
right? Well, and then it's also like, well, I bet I can make one of these. Like, what if I take the guts from this one and put it into this other Hot Wheels that I have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Limited edition 1989 Batmobile.
I want it.
I just think-
See, that is the fun of Hot Wheels right there. Is they have a car for everyone. Like if dear listener, look up right now. Think of some two jammed together words like, gun shark, or no, it wouldn't be that. Like, no, because they don't do guns. Oh,
They don't do guns ever?
No, they really don't do anything like that because they're a kids' toy, and like with a lot of especially like newer regulation with kids things. That's why like GI Joes, when they have guns, they're usually not like gun shaped guns or like fantasy gun shaped guns because of a lot of the rulings with gun laws in kids production.
Right.
But take two fun words that you think will be fun together, smash them together on Google Images and type Hot Wheels after it, and there's probably something on there. Or if like you have a car from a favorite TV series that you like, type it onto Google, throw Hot Wheels after it. They probably made a car of it. And that's Hot Wheels niches. They have something for everyone to think, oh, hey, that's a miniature version of the thing I like.
Well, and Hot Wheels is what? Mattel?
Mm-hmm.
Is Hot Wheels? And
Yes.
Mattel has the licensing for so many different intellectual properties, and anything under Mattel's licensing stuff, like they can make a Hot Wheels car based on it.
And
sure.
you know who has no IP licensing?
Us.
Ally Express, because they've got a 4-pack of individual 1/64th scale RC, actual like RC motor cars, like what Tiny likes to play with.
Yeah.
They're the 1/64th scale Hot Wheel size, $55 for a 4-pack, and you get four Volkswagen minibuses.
What?
Yes.
Do you get 4 different controllers too?
Yes. Have at ya. They all have their own colors and surfboards matching on top.
Oh, we can have a little demo derby of RC cars.
Hey,
We can all paint our own custom RC car.
that'd be a lot better Patreon thing to do next instead of having a grape tattoo on my butt.
What?
But you've
Are you
already
trying
said
to get
that's what
out
you
of
want.
it.
I was not trying to get out of it. I was just saying it might be a lot better.
I'm checking to see if they make a grapes Hot Wheel.
Just a needle going in and out of my butt just feels like it would cause me discord.
Oh, what's that?
Well, there's a link in the description if you'd like to go down there and check it out. You can get into the Backyard Bonanza where we talk about a lot of different stuff. We just had our first Golden Corral gathering. A lot of people couldn't make it. We had some people make it. Thanks, Tab. And, next time we'll give you all a little bit of a better heads up. Maybe we can get more people in on the Discord to plan with us. Hey, this date works for everybody. Let's show up, get a good picture. Anyway, there's also a place where you can share some memes. It's a happy, slappy, fun time. If you want to get on there, we are on there, live, uncut, uncensored, and irrevocably circumcised.
Flawless.
did it.
Flawless.
10 out of 10.
He'll be so happy.
Oh man, I had to focus my facial muscles.
Oh, I saw it. You were staring a hole into that wall.
I can't find grapes.
What?
For a Hot Wheel. You think it'd be a grapes Hot Wheel, right?
Just put remote controlled grapes.
No.
Right.
Well, we could just take
How
grapes.
scary would that
and put
be?
wheels on them.
Oh God.
Can we remote
Just
control
a bag
this?
of grapes.
Can we remote control this Charlie that's back here on Tiny's shelf?
Oh, and him not know?
Oh Lord.
It's my
Yeah.
Charlie to begin with.
That's
Right.
true.
So-
I don't see grapes.
So I thought I would bring up. I have some Hot Wheels fun facts.
Ooh.
And I will phrase them in forms of questions and see who can get that right. Let's play a little game.
Okay, can we do who? Because I'm sure there's a lot of them we're not going to be able to get right. Can we play who's closest?
Yes.
Wins.
Price is Right rules.
Okay.
Oh,
sweet.
also, real quick before you do
What?
that, there's a one that has a point of view camera on top of it for $130. That's just a little RC car that's 1/64th size. You can just see.
So it's like the drones. Like
Yeah.
you can fly it like the little
Heck yeah.
drones with the
Yeah.
headsets.
Yeah.
So also, Hot Wheels as of recently does these things that are like techno cars where the cars actually perform a function. I have one that's a bottle opener. I have one that has like a little screwdriver set. And there's one that is a little square that is just big enough for a GoPro Hero camera. And there's a guy on YouTube that will build giant tracks that go into his backyard and loop around and put that in there. So you have a GoPro view of the car going down the track.
I've seen some of these videos, and it's very fun to go on that journey. It really does feel like a roller coaster.
Right.
It's like you're in Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
You're riding on the back of the back of the ant. I can't remember his name, and I'm hurt. That
There's a video game, and I think you can do a couch co-op on it. I think it's called Grounded, and it's basically Honey I Shrunk the Kids because your kids in the backyard.
Yes, I have played Grounded.
Is it fun?
It is very fun. I will give a warning to all of those rational, free-thinking people that if you see a spider that is bigger than you that has glowing red eyes and charges at you, gives you the pants pooping.
Oh yeah.
Either don't play this game or turn on the arachnophobia mode to full scale because I was playing with my friends one night, and so there are these like the main enemy in the game that is like the big bad, just general roaming enemy are spiders. They're super fast. They will lock onto you and target you.
I hate this.
I knew that already.
I hate it
Yes.
though. I can feel that.
I don't even
And-
play this
in me.
game. I knew it.
So whenever they get targeted onto you, their eyes turn red and this sound plays that is like a sudden, like, I wouldn't say screeching. It sounds like screeching and it locks towards you and charges at you. I was playing with my friends one time and they do something nice where the spiders don't normally spawn in the map except for a couple of areas with high tier loot. So it's rare that you would just run across one. So I was going through just gathering up stuff because it's a survival game. I was getting some twigs, getting some rocks, and I wandered a little bit close to this tree, and I was just kind of walking, and all of a sudden I hear it. I turn a corner, I just hear, "Bree!" And a spider with red eyes locks and charges at me. I literally, in my house, screamed bloody murder and ran the other way and had to go. I went back to our base, put my character into like a rest mode, and I had to take like 5 minutes because I genuinely scared myself so bad because this giant spider charged me.
Austin and I played a game called Limbo, and we got to a certain level that the giant spider shows up, and I think that's when I noped out of it. Did we get past that, or did I just nope out of it?
No, because Limbo was that grayscale, like all this, just like everything already looks
shadowy,
and everything. It already looks creepy enough, and then you get to the spidery part, and then you're like, I don't think so, Tim.
No, it's like I enjoyed that game, but that part I was like, no matter what joy I've gotten from this so far, the hatred has now taken over that. So I'm pretty sure I just noped out.
Yeah. Anything involving like having to deal with giant spiders takes me out of the fantasy setting because it's no longer my character having to survive; it's me having to survive.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
Can we nope away from spiders?
Right, so
and do
to
Hot
go
Wheels?
back to Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah, and I just and I found a 1/64th scale
spider
crawler.
Thanks.
Crawler. It's a Jeep Wrangler. So if we take it out in the yard, maybe we can get some camera views of spiders.
So since 1969, how many Hot Wheels have been produced?
Like, how many unique Hot Wheels, or how many have been
altogether
through the system and sent out into the world? Oh, geez.
10 billion.
10 billion is your number? I don't know how big that is. I don't know how big that number is. I reacted like it's very big, but I don't know how big that is. I'm going to go with 400 million.
So Shazam is closer with over 6 billion Hot Wheels.
6 billion.
I figured it'd be like 2 per person.
So
that's so many.
To give everyone a scale of a billion, 1 million seconds is about, I think it's like 3 hours. A billion seconds is 31 years. Like, that's how much bigger. And over 6 billion Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Have been produced.
And they're not biodegradable, so they're still there.
Right.
Looks like they're still on the planet.
Maybe they can eventually be what the futures. That's what I call the people that are past where I die, the futures. They can use those to pave roads.
Well,
If roads are still necessary, because then society might collapse and we might go back to like the Bronze Age.
They're moving back to metal Hot Wheels because there for a while they were mostly plastic.
Hell yeah.
But plastic ones don't ride right on tracks because they're too light. So they're moving back to metal body ones. So they are a little bit recyclable.
So it kind of makes more sense if they charge a little bit more then, right? But,
okay.
I mean, because I would pay $1.50 for a metal one over $1 for a plastic one.
Right. I think that's kind of why, is because when you're paying like $1 for a plastic car, it's like, no.
I feel like that's the reason why I had so many more Hot Wheels than I would like Matchbox cars, though, was because whenever I felt like getting Hot Wheels, I always got metal Hot Wheels. And Matchbox cars always felt like they were super cheap. I mean, so did Micro Machines. Actually, they were that same cheap plastic.
They're so small that you kind of give them that.
But it was a mixed bag. It was a mixed bag. Because sometimes you'd buy like a kid, and all of a sudden you got one that's made out of like die-cast metal, and that's like a special edition. Like, oh my gosh, it's like a booster pack.
Yeah. So Austin has 1 point. I have no points.
Right. How many Hot Wheels are produced per year?
Per year?
Right.
There's 6 billion.
There have been
going over 50 years, right?
Since 1968. There have been over 6 billion produced.
500 million.
Wait, how many a year?
Yes.
There are.
Is that how that works?
Well, I'm going process right rules, and I'm shooting under 40. There are 4 million produced a year.
I'm saying 2 million, 200 million.
So you're locking in at 200 million.
I'm locking in at 200 million.
And you're locking in
process right rules. I'm going 400. I'm going 4 million.
4 million.
Yeah.
Okay, Dane, you should have said your first guess because it's 519 million.
I was only 19 million off because I did stick with my first one. That
Shazam,
second
you're
one was
at
a
2.
trick.
519 million
Yeah.
Per year.
Wait, what did Dane say?
I said first 500 million, but then I said a lie, the second one, just to trick you. And my real answer was the first thing I said.
But what was your second number? Because
It was
I
still closer.
200 million.
Yeah.
So Dane wins.
Yes.
No,
Yeah, because he's closer
I am.
without going over. If Price is Right rules.
no, because you said 400 million.
No, he
No,
said
I went down.
He went
I
low.
originally said 400 million. Then then I said no, 4 million.
Okay.
So I screwed
Well,
up.
it's
It's Dane's point.
519 million.
Yeah,
so you're
so-
closer to that.
No.
'cause
No,
you said-
Dane is though, because I redacted my 400 instantly and I said
Yeah.
no, 4 million.
4.
Oh,
He
4 million.
Single single digit.
Okay.
So Dane is winning that
Okay,
one by Price
okay.
is Right
I
rules.
won both ways.
Closest without going over.
I did.
Sorry, I misheard. So now
okay.
we're even. 1-1.
1-1.
Okay,
Very competitive.
right.
I'm going to win. Maybe.
But there's a strong
Probably not.
headwind and you're putting uphill.
Right. This is a fun one. Okay. How many Hot Wheels wheels, the wheels, are produced per year?
Now, hold on. I got to do some math. That's going to be.
3 billion.
So you're thinking, so surely they make replacement Hot Wheels,
3
which you're
billion.
right. I'm going to go with
If you go 3.1 billion, I'm throwing my shoe.
No, I'm going to go with 2.5 billion.
3 billion.
2.5 billion.
You're locking in at 3?
Yeah, he's locking in 2.5.
2.5.
You're both wrong, but Dane is closer. 2 billion wheels are produced per
So
year.
that's not really any. How is that possible?
that's
Hold
literally-
on. How is it possible?
that's literally
no.
the
They're
exact-
motorcycles. They're motorcycles. Oh, yeah. See, we didn't think about
I didn't
that.
think about the motorcycle
think about
percentage because
motorcycles.
who likes motorcycle Hot Wheels?
And there
Well,
might be a
and-
unicycle and tricycle.
And some Hot Wheels don't have wheels. Like some of them are more like modelly in boats.
I forget. And planes.
Yeah. and
Oh, my Lord.
planes without landing gears.
Also, that was a funny joke that I made that got lost in it. Everything I said, what kind of a crazy person would like Hot Wheels motorcycles?
Oh, that's a shout out to Sandy. Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
So I'm winning.
Right. How many miles of track are produced each year?
Oh no.
The orange track, the famous, the whip weapon of your childhood.
Yeah. How many miles? I don't know distance.
I think it's enough to go to the moon and back. I think it's like.
How far's the moon though?
It's
At least like 100 miles.
No,
it's
it's-
at least 100 miles.
So you've got, I think, okay, let's go with 675 miles of track.
675 miles. I'm gonna go with like 25,000 miles.
25,000.
How far is that? Is that a lot?
So that is very far. So
That's encasing the globe.
I don't know.
So 25,000 miles, 617 miles. It is 6,000 miles of track are produced each year.
I didn't
Dang.
go over. Price is Right.
yeah, I don't know how
rules.
long things are.
It's a lot.
Say it one more
That's
time.
so
How many
many.
miles?
6,000 miles.
6,000 miles of track.
God, the Proclaimers would have given up a long time ago.
Oh gosh. Okay.
which technically they would say they'd walk 1,000, even though the song's called "I'd Walk 500," because I'd walk 500 and then 500 more. That's 1,000 for math.
Okay.
Oh, it is. I didn't even realize that.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
So right now we're at Shazam's at 2.
I'm at
Dane's
2.
at 2.
We're
Dane's
tied. We're all
two,
tied
two.
up.
Okay, we're gonna do one more,
Ah, jeez.
and then I'm just gonna rattle off some fun facts.
The Wienermobile.
Dang it. That's what I was going to say.
What is the best-selling Hot Wheels character car?
Character car?
Right, they have over
Pink
300
Barbie Jeep.
They have over 350 patents, and
Okay.
they have licensed with almost every car manufacturer. And they have Star Wars. They if there is a IP,
Yeah.
Hot Wheels has done something for it.
Okay.
It's either going to be like a 65 Ford Mustang
Would you-
or it's going to be the pink
But
Barbie
that's not
Jeep.
So-
an IP, though.
So
Yes,
I
it
will
is.
give you a multiple choice. I'll give you 3 options.
Oh,
So it is either Ferrari, Star Wars,
okay.
or DC superhero car.
Ferrari.
Oh, man.
See, like, I feel I know adults are crazy collectors, but I
Right.
feel like they're very picky.
Oh man, collectors spanning around certain time
I'm
frames.
gonna go DC.
I'm
A
going
DC character card?
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going DC based off of the original Adam West Batmobile.
Well, this is the tiebreaker. Okay. So
But we both said the same one, so
I
then you're
can't.
gonna,
I can't go different. That's
I
the
can't
correct
either
answer
because
in my
I've
brain.
seen. I mean,
Okay.
I know I've seen a lot of Star Wars cars, but DC's been around for longer,
okay.
and I feel like there's just more DC cars than there are Star Wars cars,
Okay.
and the Batmobiles.
And Ferrari.
There's so many Batmobiles.
Ferrari seems super popular, but that's not a nerd option because we're not gearheads here.
But the Hot Wheels also makes like little X-wings and little TIE fighters and stuff too, though.
And
but
also, Ferrari is one of the most popular F1 brands. And
I forgot
as
about
someone in the
F1.
car community,
Yeah.
Ferrari fans are crazy.
oh yeah, so is that the answer?
No.
We're both locked in with DC.
You are both locked into the wrong one because it is
Dang it.
Darth Vader's Star Wars is the best-selling character car.
Really?
Yep. And I have a couple of them. I have one sealed in a package on my wall.
Over the Batmobiles?
Mm-hmm.
That's
All right.
crazy.
Okay, give us another one. We'll just move
Okay.
past
we
that.
gotta
quickly.
be, yeah,
Okay.
we've gotta.
Oh, gosh.
I'll do a different answer.
You're doing great.
I'll do a different answer than Dane this time.
No, we're gonna keep going if we both have the same answer.
But I don't want Otto to get discouraged because I don't know how much planning
He's not
got.
getting discouraged. He wants to see a true winner because the loser gets spanked with a track.
We don't have those.
Did we say that already? That
We
the
we
loser
don't-
gets spanked?
Well, the closest thing we have to that is a pedal board.
Oh no!
You just go caster side down so the screws sticking out the top don't get you.
I mean, I've got a belt.
No.
Somebody's getting spanked today.
Is he coming back?
Yep.
I-
Mean Gene,
Nobody's
baby.
heard from him in
Oh,
so
no.
long. He's there to enforce the rules.
Okay.
Chewy.
Whoever gets the loss during this round is gonna get a whooping.
Okay. So
Sorry.
I have found a piece of trivia on this thing that I can form into a question. I had like 6 answers, or I have 5 of them locked in, and then you threw a 6 at me.
Yeah.
So
Dude.
on average estimate, how many? Oh, okay. Cool. We need.
You can do it.
Oh God.
No, you can
Okay,
do
oh,
it.
God, oh, God,
You
oh,
can
God.
do it.
Okay.
This.
Let's
There it
go.
is. You got
okay.
it.
On average, how many Hot Wheels does the American kid own?
20. Were you gonna say 20? You can say 19.
Come on.
Are you gonna say 19?
21.
You son of.
The answer is 50 Hot Wheels.
Dang it!
Shazam is the winner.
I'm gonna shove you into the big wheel. I'm gonna
now-
spin the big wheel with your head under it.
It's filled with blood already.
Yeah, I know
now-
it is. Of all the losers.
The punishment is you must take a direct shot from a Hot Wheels car launched from a roto
Into
wheel.
my butthole. Dang
Into the booty
it.
hole.
Dang it.
Patreon, you'll see it firsthand. We'll use the GoPro. We use the GoPro
Oh,
one.
man.
No, I'm using the GoPro Wrangler.
Okay, so let me rattle off some
we're not
fun
gonna make
facts.
you try to think of questions
Okay.
on the spot again.
Yeah, I already won.
The first life-size Hot Wheels was the Twin Mill, which was one of the original Sweet 16 in 2001. And Hot Wheels currently has a total of 20 life-size cars.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are they on display in the same place where we can go see them?
Do they drive also?
Yes, they're all functional vehicles.
Cool.
A lot of the times they'll take like a truck frame and go to a custom fab shop and just build something on top of it. And they've also done partnerships. If you watch the Discovery show Fast and Loud with Gas Monkey Garage, they actually partnered with them to create a life-size car based, or they would create a life-size like Corvette, and then Hot Wheels would produce a car that you could buy that was modeled after that Corvette.
Cool. So they
Yes.
had Hot Wheels in mind when they were making the Corvette because Hot Wheels is eventually going to turn that Corvette into a Hot Wheel.
Hot Wheels came to them and said, hey, make the craziest, most Hot Wheels looking Corvette you can think of, and we're going to turn it into a Hot Wheels
That's
car.
neat.
Right.
I'm shocked I've not seen that.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't watch a lot of car,
Yeah, I
so
don't
I'm
watch-
also
I
not
don't watch
shocked.
a lot of shows.
I watch a lot of car. I'm very into car.
Did you watch the Robbie Downey Jr. thing that he did whenever he took all of the cars and he was turning them into like electric vehicles and like hybrids and stuff?
I have not. I
That
need to
thing's
look into it.
awesome. He turned like an old 1960s Ford into an electric vehicle that actually towed like a what was it? He towed a like a battleship or something.
Oh,
like
heck
was
yeah.
able to pull it. I can't.
What?
No,
Electric-
no, that's that's absolutely bullshit.
Like a
It'd be
No, that's
a
bullshit.
military battleship.
No, it's bullshit. It was
With a
something huge though.
Ford?
It was huge
It
though.
was probably like an airplane. Airplanes have been used as like tow tests.
Was it a tank?
It was something bigger than a tank, and it was
Was it two tanks?
It was like a
That
it
is
was,
bigger than a tank.
It was like something bigger than a tank on top of a trailer that the tank had to sit on. So they
Was
towed,
it a double wide trailer tank?
It towed both of them, and everybody was like
Well-
freaking out, including the military.
Yes, electric motors. The perk to those over gasoline motors is the incredible amount of torque they can produce and how instantly. Because with the gasoline motor, when you step on the throttle, it has to like perform internal combustion to build up torque and power.
No.
Whereas like with electricity, it's the gas pedal is an on-off switch. It's a potentiometer of how much on or how much off do you want,
And
it's instant.
and if you've never ridden in a Tesla, my buddy has one, and him pushing that pedal to the floor, it hurt my neck.
Because it's just an instant on of oh shit G-force.
Because I've only felt G-force like that on like the Hulk at Universal Studios. You know, something like I'm expecting this to happen, not inside of a vehicle. By the end of the Robbie Downey Jr. show, he actually was with the military, showing the military grade electronic vehicles that they were producing based off of similar designs that they were using for that Ford.
Oh yeah.
do you know what the main factor is whenever they're trying to find out how much something can tow?
Jesus, it's a better be.
It's how many feet they gotta go for how much they can tow.
I hate there's
Because their feet.
if you want to
Because
hit,
toes
you're
on,
closer.
'cause toes on
You're,
feet.
whenever
I
I
hit
was
the nail on the head with that toes on feet joke.
whenever I was a young man,
I broke your
I
ankles
wasn't really into
with
beards. When I got
I
older,
got a leg up on the competition.
it grew
with that
on me.
joke, didn't I? You really need that, didn't you?
hate you so much.
I worked my way from the toe to all the way to the knee. Otto.
I saw that.
Did you enjoy this?
No, I did not.
Jeez, he thinks he's so damn hip.
It was great. I have a joke. Okay,
That was
since
good.
you want to, I have one that'll get you more.
Please.
Why do scuba divers roll backwards out of the boat instead of forwards?
I don't know.
Help.
Because if they rolled forward, they'd just still be in the boat.
I hate you. God, tickle me.
I used to not like beards, but as I've gotten older, they've really grown on me.
Yay!
That's for you, Austin.
See, that's my favorite kind of dad joke. Because like a lot of dad jokes, you're like trying to find the wordplay. This one, it just makes you feel
It's
like
an
an idiot.
anti-joke. It's
It,
good.
it makes you feel dumb. Of like, well, yeah, of course, yeah, that makes sense.
I want to know something else about a Hot Wheel.
Okay, one more thing about a Hot Wheel.
One more? Okay.
The largest Hot Wheel collection is worth over a $1 million. That does not seem right. What the?
What number is it?
So it's $1MM. I don't know.
One MM?
1 million million.
1 million millions.
That's a billion.
That's a billion.
That's a
Right?
billion.
Is that right?
I don't
No,
know.
that can't be
I'm-
right.
I can't-
999 millions is a billion.
No,
999.
no,
not-
a billion is 1,000 million.
A billion is 1,000
No.
millions?
Yeah, a billion's 1,000 million. A trillion's
sure?
a million million.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
The national debt's like 7 of those
Right.
trillions. So.
Sorry.
We're going to need more Hot Wheels.
Okay. I will skip that fun fact right now. Hot Wheels is partnered with every automotive manufacturer in the world, which makes sense because
Yeah. It's
Like-
marketing.
Mhm. And the fun thing with that is a lot of people, especially now, you're able to find your car. If you have like a special edition car, like a Honda Civic Type R or a new Corvette or Camaro or Challenger or Mustang, likely there's a Hot Wheels car that is produced like that. And there is a guy on TikTok that he buys cases of Hot Wheels and he'll drive around and if he sees someone with like a Hot Wheels car, he's like, hey, wait, I have that. He will give them the Hot Wheels car.
That's cool.
Of their car. And as a car guy, one of the biggest thing is like, oh my God, is that a Hot Wheels of my car?
Yeah.
Dude, I've
like
seen
the
one.
best.
I've seen one of your car.
My car?
Yes, I've seen one of your car.
There's a Honda Pilot that's, or wait, you got a CRV or a
I have
Pilot?
a CRV.
There's a CRV Hot Wheels?
Absolutely,
Yeah?
you can
Is it
probably
Matchbox?
No, it's probably that. It's probably that exact model too.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll get on the machine.
Right.
While he's getting on the machine,
Uh-huh.
there is the green label, the rare ones. How is rarity seen as a
So-
person walking into the store and you look at all the Hot Wheels packages?
So a lot of the times your off the shelf ones aren't going to be super rare. There are some that are the treasure hunt ones, and they are usually special edition ones that have they have like rubber wheels and like a lot more detail, and they're actually worth some money. But I really don't do a lot of that collecting and looking for. Yep,
Oh,
there
dang.
it is.
That's your car.
Except it's green, mine's black,
And
yeah.
it's $57 because it's remote controlled.
Yeah. But sadly the Hot Wheels collecting community got hit with the same thing with like the Pokemon cards and the Magic cards, where people that don't collect, they do it more as like a selling thing, kind of ruined it. Because before you could walk into like just Walmart and you could just dig through the Hot Wheels and you would find things, but like it got to the point where they would be harassing the people that were unpacking it, and like they would be wanting to dig through it before it even got to the shelf.
Oh yeah, because they would release sets, and people would absolutely have to complete those sets. Like,
Yes.
I had a complete set of Hot Wheels that I can't remember which one they were, but they all had like this green label over the top of them, and I had all 6 out of 6. And then I was like, this isn't doing any good, because I got one of the boxes all crushed up because I put it in my toy box. And I was like, okay, so I just opened it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, what's the point? So then I opened all of them and
Yeah.
I played with them.
See, that's how I like mine, because the only Hot Wheels that I have in packages are like special ones. Like my mom, one of the gifts she knows she can always give me is Hot Wheels. Like I have a Hot Wheel that she gave me on my first day of college.
Cool.
Or like ones where she said, hey, this is like a special edition one I got for you.
That's so nice.
And I have stuff like that, or like I have the newest Star Wars wave. I have all 9 of those. But most of mine I opened up, like by the time they got in their bag at Walmart to the car, they were opened up in my hand.
Oh, yeah.
You got to feel them.
Well, and you
Right.
got to
You-
spin the wheel real fast.
Because it's a Hot Wheels car. What fun's a toy in the box?
Yeah.
And yeah, I always just loved them, and I had them forever, and they were great.
And also, I think that another reason why like all of these different brands would absolutely have to have their Hot Wheels car is that they're trying to get that little impression on children too. Like, oh man, I remember having a Hot Wheels car of this, and it's a selling tactic,
Right.
I mean, it's advertisement that you're not actually having to do that much advertisement for. Like, Dane's dad actually confided in me that he was glad that I was as weird as I was, because he always thought Dane was really weird.
Right, yeah.
Because all of the other kids were playing with their super cool Hot Wheels, like their Ferraris and all this other stuff, and Dane's just got this little Subaru Baja, this little truck car,
Yep.
just cruising around with it. He's like, I thought my son was so weird, but then I met you. So
Yep.
Oh,
Thankfully, he was like, okay, the bar
Right.
he said,
can be
he said,
lower.
my son
Okay, good.
my son plays with a Subaru Baja only Hot Wheel, but at least he's not outside trying to catch lightning with his car keys.
Right. Right.
Oh my god.
Like he was like, okay, well,
What the
at
hell are you
least
doing?
My kid played sports knowing what he was doing.
Hey,
So,
I
that's a
played
good thing.
right field.
That's what I'm saying.
It's important, you know.
That's why I added
You
knowing
gotta
what
know-
he was doing.
You got to know how to catch. You got to know how to
Right.
throw. That's why I played right field out where the dandelions grow.
point.
You just didn't know how to put a cup on.
Man, this make me just talk about Hot Wheels. All this talk about Hot Wheels makes me want to go to the store and just like look at the Hot Wheels.
Right.
And just get a Hot Wheel.
And
Right.
you can buy sets of Hot Wheels now because you have grown up money and
I-
you don't have somebody to tell you no, and
Well,
that's
you
a
can use
bad
couch,
thing.
You can use couch money to get a Hot Wheel,
Right.
and that's what's
Dude,
amazing
they're
about
usually
it.
Door
$1,
money.
like $1 and more. So just buy a couple of them. Throw them in. I've even gotten my wife.
My wife. Remember that joke from
wife.
that movie?
Yeah,
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's really
some
funny.
of the mall rats.
So funny.
No, Bo Rat. Never mind.
Either way, she never like had a Hot Wheel in her life, and one of my gifts is like, I like this thing. I want to buy you a thing that reminds me of you, of this thing that I like.
Oh, yeah, me too. It's a love language thing.
Right.
It's a gift.
So I started buying her Hot Wheels of like, I found these ones that were like cupcakes or like little dessert things.
Cute.
Or like little food things, and I would get them for her. And now, even when we're shopping, if I don't stop and look at the Hot Wheels at the store, she will stop and
Doesn't that make you feel good?
I have seen her digging through bins of like Hot Wheels. Like there have been times where it's like, okay, I just want to run through the store, like get dinner, and we walk by the Hot Wheels thing. She's stopping, is digging through it, and I'm like,
Yes.
I'm not even digging through it.
You can't help but dig through the Hot Wheels
Right.
bin. Even if you're not even that into Hot Wheels, you just got to look.
You never know what you'll find.
Because what's the worst case scenario? In the bins, they're not even going to be your full shelf price. They're going to be like 94 cents. So you're out $1. What can you spend $1 on these days? A Hot Wheel.
See, that's why I like to call Tiny a vampire, because like once he really gets you thinking about vans and how great they are, anytime you see like a Hot Wheel of a good van,
Yep.
you kind of want to own it. So like in theory, the vampire has bitten me, and now I must acquire the vans that I come across.
I wonder how much car door money it would take for me to get some Hot Wheels, because or how many Hot Wheels I could get with my car door money. Because I
don't know, man.
I've got
You
some
got car door money.
I got some accumulated car door money. I don't do anything with that change. I'm supposed to put it in a jug and save it, but it's car door money.
You always end up giving me the change whether I want it or not.
He gave me, so we went and played disc golf. Me, Shazam, and my other friend Robert had a little mandate the other day playing some disc golf. And then we went to Taco Bell, and then we went to Dunham's to look at some disc golf discs. And Shazam bought one. And as he was putting his name on it, he said, "Here, hold this," and gave me 6 cents. And I was just holding my hand out. And he said, "Hold this." So I was like, okay, I'm going to give him his 6 cents back. And then he would not take it back. And I kept chasing him to give him the 6 cents.
He will not.
It's yours now.
Nothing you can do will make that man
It's
ever
yours.
take that change back.
If it ends up on my body in some way, it will end up in a piece of personal property of yours, and
yes.
you won't have an explanation why. Like, did he turn this change into croc gibbets? Like, what's...
There will never be any coin that he's given me that ever ends up back on his person.
No.
Ever. And like I'm sure I've made hundreds of dollars just by him riding with me as we go through drive-thrus.
Friend dollars.
But it's all friend dollars.
Yeah.
It all evens out in the end.
It ended up in my cup holder, because you have your floor money or your door money. I have my middle cup holder money that is just like half full of random change that I've gotten.
Well, see, that's why these little the ice. I think are they icebreakers?
Yeah.
Is that what the mints that Carly and I are obsessed with, or are
Yeah.
those called something else?
No, you get icebreakers.
Is that what those are called? Icebreakers?
Yeah.
It's mints.
Yeah.
Icebreakers,
The
not
little
a.
pucker.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, those little pucks
Yeah.
that they come in. That's a great change holder,
Yeah.
by the way.
It
So
is.
and they fit in your cup holder. So the next empty one I have, I'll give to you. So you
Okay.
can put all your Austin change in that.
And then you can
Okay.
just set your cups on top of it because it's just a flat puck.
Oh, I have an announcement before we leave. Talk about all these like fun things that we used to collect. Pogs. Remember our big Pog conversation?
Yeah.
I was at the flea market that's right down the street from our house the other day for the first time ever. Never been. This flea market is actually a flea market. It's not a
Oh.
reselling of things that people have bought on
It
Wish
is.
and AliExpress and stuff.
No, it's dangerous.
It's very dangerous because it's
maybe we
people's
should-
junk, and that's what I want to show up to
Oh
buy.
no, that is a dangerous flea
Dude,
market.
it's bad, and there's a lot of nerd spots too.
So we're
there.
gonna have to make an expedition.
I got as a kid. I think even in the past, I've mentioned the Michael Jordan Pogs that I used to have as a kid. They had still in like the packaging the same Michael Jordan Pog set that comes with a bunch of other random Pogs, but they had it, and I was like, how many dollars do I have to give you to own this? And he's like, I don't know. I said, is $10 enough money? And he's like, I think it is. So I gave him
Heck
$10, and then he gave me that. And so now, and of course, as soon as I got home, I opened it. Of course, to be honest, I did look on eBay to be like, okay, is this worth like money?
Just making sure.
But just making sure, because I mean, I'm gonna be obsessed with the Pogs for about a week, and then I'll forget about them until about 6 more years from now.
Right.
So I checked, but no, it's only worth about 20. So got a great deal. But I opened it up, and just the nostalgia of having all those Pogs again Like, it felt so good.
Oh, I have a collection from my childhood of the Tactics that I keep meaning to bring. I look in my spare room and it's there. I need to bring and do show and tell with y'all one day.
Oh, I loved the show and tell with your VHS stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That was so much fun.
Because I have all the stuff from my childhood. I can do show and tell with my Bionicles, with my G.I. Joes.
I love Bionicles.
So I told my wife, my other special interest is Legos, and I told her that if they ever re-release Bionicles, I cannot promise what damage I will do to my credit card because that was my childhood.
Our financial situation is going to change drastically.
I will
and
have
it will
all
be
of them.
Bionicles' fault, not
you
mine.
do not need to look at the packages.
Hey,
coming.
honey, good news, bad news.
I shrunk the kids.
Bad news first or good news first? Okay, go ahead and give you the good news. Okay, good news is you love ramen noodles. Bad news, that's all we've got for the next 6 weeks.
All right, we got to get out of here. I got to go look at Hot Wheels or something. I don't know. I need to touch small cars.
Yes.
That's what I need to do. And I'm not even a car guy, but oh boy, am I a miniature guy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. If Hot Wheels did show up and be like, hey, we're now partnered with Life Cereal, and we're making a Life Cereal car that has grapes. That's the only way I could work it with Life gives you grapes, because it's like if Hot Wheels has Life with grapes car. If they were to give that car, what would you do?
I would let them give me a tramp stamp of their Hot Wheels logo so it's always over my ass.
Wow.
Just send the track right in. I mean, I've got a belt.
No.
Somebody's getting spanked today.